So there's a little flat piece that is covering up the bolt right there, and it's I just took a little screwdriver and pried it out. It's just like a little plastic piece like this, and you just have to be, actually it's this one right here, you have to be very gentle. And I just opened it on this side and pulled back right there. Then that reveals the 10mm bolt, and then there's another one down by the handle. Once you remove that piece there, that you can open up, and then you can begin to pry. And as you notice, there's a speaker in there, but it's completely covered, and there's actually an upgrade that lets you, puts regular speakers, or cuts a hole and puts the grills on. But most people end up with this setup right here where the sound is really muffled because of this solid plastic piece. So after popping it, the door, reach around all around the corner, start with this corner right here, and just use a pry tool like this to just gently start to pull it. Then go around the whole bottom of it, and then it lifts right off. And then I guess this is the fragile part for the door lock. It's very, you have to be very, very careful lifting it off from that. So once you've pulled the door off, it's still connected here through the door handle, and you can remove it this here to get the door off, and then you have one hook to hook there. And if you see down inside, here's the speaker cover, and if you look, there's an outline where you can cut a hole for the speaker yourself, and then here's the speaker as well, and you can upgrade to a better speaker, which is what I plan on doing. I'm going to dump in a better speaker here, and then I'm going to drill open that. I'm going to cut a hole right through the plastic, and then I'm going to put a grill on the other side of it. I already have all the speakers ready. So I use a screwdriver to get my light lined up here, and just remove this little piece right there, and then the rest of it can be removed. I just grab the screwdriver and just lift it up just a little right here, and then it can now be released, and now the whole door frame can come off, the whole door cover. So here's what the hole looks like that you're supposed to drill out to add your speaker on the other side. And then you'll notice on the police interceptors there's just a plastic thing. So unless you pay the money or swap door panels, you have to drill this hole out using whatever tools. So here's what it looks like when you have used a Dremel tool to cut a hole for the speaker. You can clean it up with all the different attachments. Here's a kit, it's like 20 bucks. With all kinds of sanders and cutting tools and so on. And regular Dremel tool. Knockoff, this is Black & Decker rotary tool. Okay, to get the back speaker swapped out with a better speaker, what I did was I took the existing really crappy speaker and I dremeled out on the back side all the plastic pieces and removed that old crappy speaker. And then I put my own speaker in there, which didn't fit all that great, but I'm just gonna, I put some speaker foam around the edge, and then I'm gonna wood screw it all the way around here. And I did some custom work on the back side to connect the wires, but it all fits in there really nice in the existing Ford speaker mounts. I tried to buy some speaker mounts online, but they didn't match up at all. So I hooked it all up and it sounds pretty decent. And then otherwise I just did some sound deadening. This maybe isn't the best job, as I'm kind of new to sound deadening. I've only done it 2 times now. You could totally, the more professionals fill up this whole entire thing with this covering, even buy these really expensive mats that overlay the whole thing if you want to go that far. But that's not what I'm trying to do. So that's how you can get a better speaker in the Ford Interceptor utility 2016 to 2019. And there's also videos to take off the door. So the worst part of getting the door panel back on are all of these little plastic things that are stuck in the door. Now, on some of the Ford Explorer videos, they all come out with the door panel, but for me, every single one was stuck in the door still. So even when you know that that's what you need to fix, it's still quite a challenge to get these out. You kind of have to pry them up with a screwdriver and then use some needle nose pliers to squeeze the tabs to get them out there. But as far as I can tell, that's the only way to get the door back on properly, to pull all of those out and then put them back in the panel and then shove the panel back in. So I didn't see any video at all telling me that's what you needed to do. Because I can't seem to find a Ford speaker adapter. If you take a look at this thing, it's really custom. It has a Ford connector right up here, and this is a 6x9, and it's just way bigger than a 6x9. So when I search on either eBay or Amazon, there isn't a bigger size that fits this thing. So this thing was all built around this factory speaker. It's got this custom wiring right here, and it's got plastic pieces that hold the whole speaker in place. And then the speaker's really crappy, but it didn't actually sound that bad when I first got it, but now that I've switched to better speakers, it sounds way better. But for a police car, hey, it's got a pretty good stereo. So here's the ultimate result of adding the speakers. There is some gaps there, but as you can see, I put in some speaker cloth behind it. It's glue gunned into the back side of the door, so nothing will get inside the door. Doesn't look that great, but it's completely open and the sound can really get through. And the alternative is just to drill holes through, and that kind of looks kind of bad. I mean, it looks better than this probably, but the sound doesn't just get through those holes very well as the completely open setup. And it is the back people, so who cares about what's going on with the people sitting in the back, I think.